but I think MEP Infra is not doing that badly for itself. Actually, not as big a reaction as you would have thought, because HDFC Mutual Fund has checked in with a large buy there. But why would they have done that? And what are business prospects looking like for MEP Infra? Without getting into specific EPS numbers, because they would be in a silent period, let's talk about the broad business strategy with Jayant Mhaiskar. He's Vice Chairman and MD of MEP Infra, joins us right now on the show. Good having you, Mr. Mhaiskar. Thanks so much for taking the time out. When marquee investors buy into a company, people stand up and take notice. People wonder, why is it that this is happening? What is the management outlook with regards to business for the next couple of years? And that's my question to you. HDFC Mutual Fund has picked up 68 lakh shares in your company yesterday. Can you tell us whether the promoters sold from HDFC Mutual Fund to HDFC Mutual Fund, or is it secondary market buying?
Good morning. Basically, yes, definitely it's a big impetus to the MEP story and the MEP as a company, as HDFC, who was already an anchor investor for us during the time of IPO, has picked up and consolidated their position by picking up another 68 lakh shares yesterday.
Yes,
to answer your question on the promoters or the promoter group, none of them have sold anything, since we already have a lock-in of 1 year.
What's changing, Mr. Mhaiskar, in your company? So much so that HDFC Mutual Fund has bought shares. I mean, that's a compliment, really. But tell us about where business is headed in the next 1 to 2 years.
As I said earlier, HDFC already was an anchor during the time of IPO. They had a good amount of holding in the company. What they have done, I believe, is already, since they were one of the anchors and were following the company, they have consolidated their position. As far as company's outlook is concerned on the next 6 to 12 months is concerned, I believe there is a large opportunity for the road sector in particularly. I was watching the interview of Mr. Chibbar just before 9 o'clock. And as Chibbar Sahib rightly said, basically there is a huge amount of, I would say, thrill and enthusiasm in the road sector, particularly on the EPC, which would be definitely followed up by tolling, and also on the TOT side.
Mhaiskar, my next follow-up question is that percentage of your current revenue, how much is coming from pure EPC business? Because the government thrust is now on EPC. They're acknowledging that BOT and PPA models are not the most profitable model. They were yesterday. That's yesterday's story. Today's story is actually EPC.
That's correct. Basically, MEP is predominantly into the pure toll and OMT space. So we don't get into the EPC business as of now. Having said that, we also understand that EPC predominantly gets followed up by OMTs and tolling. Today, the government is already operating large amount of tolling, I would say, stretches, which they would bring under either OMT or the long-term toll operate and transfer policy, which was earlier mentioned by the road secretary.
In an environment when interest rates are coming down, your IRR would improve. Toll companies, they historically benefit. So is this beginning of good times? Because in a declining interest rate environment, not only your IRRs would improve, your debt interest outgo would also change.
Yes, that's correct. I think we all welcome the 50 bips cut by the RBI a couple of weeks back. MEP is a company which is having a debt of almost 3,000 crores on its balance sheet. Predominantly, any cut by 50 bips or even 100 bips would significantly add to the bottom line of the company in the next 2 quarters and going forward.
You know, another talking point, Mr. Mhaiskar, has been the fact that inflation is coming down, and it's sort of linked to your toll prices as well. So in a scenario when inflation prices are only going to ease, where do you see your toll revisions headed?
That's a good question. Basically, as far as MEP is concerned, the major debt on the books is in the Mumbai entry point project, which is a large amount of debt. As far as Mumbai project is concerned, there is the toll rates are absolutely, I would say, crystallized till 2026. It is not linked to the WPI. So it's an absolute number which would be growing every 3 years. So there is no inherent risk of the WPI linking toll rates to be affected for the Mumbai project, where there is a large amount of debt. Having said that, the interest rate cut, which will be beneficial to us, will be largely on the Mumbai. So we definitely see a plus on that. As far as the NHI projects are concerned, yes, there have been WPI based issues, but most of the projects what we are doing are 1-year projects, and also the OMTs. In OMTs, we have seen a growth of around 2.5% on the tariff side this year. Going forward, definitely it will be a point which would be followed by us with the authority, either by requesting them for a deferment of the premium or adjustment of that on account of the WPI degrowth.
Mr. Mhaiskar, I just wanted one final question from my end. What is the L1 position that you would be in? We had the road secretary today. He was talking about how they are pushing ahead some schemes in the government to aid more project bidding by companies as well, by making things easier. What is the current L1 status that you have, and what do you think your order book could go up to over the course of the next 6 months?
See, we have an order book of almost 1,300 to 1,400 crores over the next 7 to 8 years, which is the current order book, which is 1,300 annually when I say that. As far as we are concerned, we bid on 3 different buckets: 1-year tolling, OMT projects, and a new scheme which will be coming up in the next quarter is what we expect. As far as OMT is concerned, definitely there is going to be a lot of bidding which will happen over the next quarter or two. As far as 1-year tolling is concerned, we apparently have been declared as H1 in one of the projects, but we are expecting the LOA in a couple of days from now.
Okay, Mr. Mhaiskar, good chatting with you, and thanks for being so candid and talking to us about how really things stand as of now with not just your company but the situation on ground as well.
Thank you.
That's the word then coming in from MEP Infra post HDFC Mutual Fund picking up a sizable chunk in the company. But also hear it out from the Road Transport and Highway Secretary Vijay Chibbar. He spoke with us just minutes back and he says